group of climate change organizations have
emissions of greenhouse gases.
Climate change is now happening.
Indonesia says it's
10 million tons of.
The Philippines tops a list of countries most susceptible to hazards caused by climate change.
Ito ang dahilan ng pagkakaroon ng mga bagyong gaya ng Super Typhoon Yolanda at Bagyong Ondoy.
This is all wrong.
What is climate change? Climate change refers to the long-term shifts in global or regional climate patterns. It's primarily caused by human activities, such as burning fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial processes, which release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat, leading to warming temperatures, changing weather patterns, rising sea levels, and other impacts on the environment and human societies. Cutting down forests leads to the loss of biodiversity, disrupting ecosystems and reducing their resilience to climate impacts. It contributes to soil degradation, altering the water cycle, increasing greenhouse gas emission from soil disturbance and decomposition. Deforestation disproportionately affects indigenous and local communities dependent on forests, leading to social conflict and displacement. The consequences of deforestation extend beyond environmental degradation, amplifying the challenges posed by climate change on a global scale. Generating power, particularly through fossil fuel combustion, it is a significant contributor to climate change. When fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas are burned to produce electricity, they release greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. These greenhouse gases trap heat, leading to global warming and climate change. The effects are far-reaching, including rising temperatures, melting ice caps, and glaciers, more frequent and severe weather events like hurricanes and droughts, disrupted ecosystems, and threats to biodiversity. Poverty and displacement are intertwined with the impacts of climate change, creating a vicious cycle of vulnerability for already marginalized communities. As climate change intensifies, impoverished regions often bear the brunt of its effects, facing increased frequency and severity of natural disasters like floods, droughts, and storms. These events can destroy homes, infrastructures, and livelihoods, forcing people to migrate in search of food, water, and shelter. Displacement exacerbates poverty by disrupting social networks, limiting access to education and healthcare, and reducing economic opportunities. Higher temperatures on Earth, driven primarily by climate change, have profound effects on both the environment and human societies. As temperature rise, we witness accelerated melting of polar ice caps and glaciers, leading to sea level rise and increased risk of coastal flooding, threatening communities, infrastructure, and ecosystems. Heat waves become more frequent and intense, posing health risks, particularly to vulnerable populations such as the elderly and children, and exacerbating respiratory and cardiovascular diseases. A warming, rising ocean due to climate change has far-reaching effects on both the planet and human societies. As temperature increases, thermal expansion causes the ocean to expand, contributing significantly to sea level rise. This poses a direct threat to coastal communities, infrastructure, and ecosystem, increasing the risk of flooding, erosion, and saltwater intrusion into freshwater sources. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors lived in an environment where all of their needs are given. Children can climb a tree, birds can tweet in their nest, the air is clean and fresh, the animals can roam in the different parts of forests and jungles. There is no shortage of resources, along with peaceful surrounding. But what happened in our generation? Everything has changed. Trees are cut down, our ocean and air are polluted. Several changes has already been happening. The loud and scary sound of the waves, destroying our shelter and environment. The changes in our weather and the animals are slowly disappearing. What will happen to the future, to our environment, to the future that will be so full of life? Wouldn't it be great to experience the same thing, just like what we had before? But I believe it's not too late. We can still save our environment by planting trees, segregating our garbages, cleaning our surroundings, and helping every animals to maintain their population. This is a very simple way to help and protect our Mother Nature. With these simple steps, we can still promise the future generation that they can see and experience the things that happened before. And therefore, let us unite and extend our heart for the future of our Mother Nature.